is a Chuck E. Cheese's University production. Let the entertainment begin.
Hi, welcome to Chuck.
And I'm really glad you're here. You know, in 1977, we opened the first Chuck E. Cheese, then named Pizza Time Theater, in San Jose, California. A man by the name of Nolan Bushnell came up with a revolutionary idea to integrate technical advances in entertainment into a restaurant. And the rest is history.
And speaking of history, ours is an exciting one. In 1980, Chuck E. Cheese and Showbiz Pizza were two different companies, often opening stores within miles of each other. After several years of direct competition, Chuck E. Cheese and Showbiz merged as Showbiz Pizza Time, Inc. Later, in 1985, Dick Frank joined the company as president, placing the focus back on food quality, execution, and family satisfaction. In 1987, Terry Spate joined the company as vice president and director of operations. And by 1988, Showbiz had spun off from the parent company and is now publicly traded. By the early 1990s, we will break the 300-unit barrier with no end in sight. These units are company and franchise, and we predict an additional growth rate in the excess of 20 stores per year. First and foremost, we are an operating company, and as a company, we provide value to all guests by excelling in the areas of product quality, fast, friendly service, and clean, well-maintained facilities. In the food and entertainment industry, we're number one, and nobody comes close. Come for the pizza and stay for the fun. That's our theme, and it's backed up by a quality menu, a fantastic animated show, group party activities, and new games and rides that thrill every age. Chuck E. Cheese is where a kid can be a kid. Pizza is part of our name for a reason. Our pizza's delicious. 6,400,000 pounds of cheese are served each year. That makes for a lot of happy pizza eaters. And what goes better with pizza than a crisp salad? Our salad bar features quality, fresh ingredients, and we take pride in offering only the best. We also serve 500,000 gallons of soft drinks a year as well. And children are special friends at Chuck E. Cheese's. We search the world over for the latest developments in rides and games that will challenge and delight kids of all ages. It's important for kids to win, and our skill games provide our young friends with fun as well as a challenging opportunity to test their skill talents. And birthdays are what we do best. Each Chuck E. Cheese's hosts up to 80 birthdays a week. Our unique robotic animation stage show provides a new level of entertainment to our young guests. These robotic characters appear to talk and sing with movements synchronized to musical segments, while their cartoon counterparts dance and sing on the video screens. Of course, Chuck E. Cheese is the star of our show, along with Jasper T. Jowls, Miss Helen Henny, Pasquale, and the leader of the band, Mr. Munch. Our live Chuck E. show offers our young guests an opportunity to see their talented friend sing and dance right before their eyes. You see, our service mission, every guest leaves happy, has become more than just a slogan. It represents the sincere desire of every member of our team to make each guest's experience a happy one. We're not just in the food and entertainment business, we're in the happiness business. Fun is our specialty. Smiles and laughter are our main goals, and this is where you come in. Our greatest asset is our people, and our practice is to make work fun. Let's make magic. Without it, we're just another pizza place. You have been chosen to become part of our special team because we recognize in you the abilities and dedication necessary to help us achieve our goal and share in the rewards. Each of our team members is trained and coached to be more than an employee, but to be part of our entertainment package. Did you know Chuck E. Cheese's employs over 7,000 star cast members nationwide? And as a new cast member, there are many things you should know. One of the most important items is the correct Chuck E. Cheese's uniform. Shoes: clean, all-white athletic shoe, white shoestrings. Socks: white athletic style, calf high. Khaki pants, straight cut, or shorts 2 inches above the knee. Belt: black or brown. Shirt: red polo style, which can be purchased through us. A blue visor for service and a blue ball cap for kitchen. Blue apron for service and a black apron for kitchen. And name tag, all supplied by us. A pen you, the cast member, provides. And remember, no excessive jewelry. And last but not least, a big Chuck E. Cheese's smile. Chuck E. Cheese's is not just a pizza place, it's an experience. We hope your role here will be not only as an employee, but as a key player in that experience. You are responsible for making sure that each guest who joins us, kids and adults alike, has the best possible time. And the way to do that is not only with a happy, positive attitude, which is very important, but by knowing every aspect of your job. Oh, did I tell you? You also get paid for having all this fun. And remember, these training tapes are simply an overview to help you get acquainted with each job function. There are many other tools that will assist you in the learning process, such as training manuals, job aids, and a lot of help from your trainer.
So relax. You're among friends. You're already halfway there. With a little concentration, patience, and hard work, you'll soon be on your way to a fulfilling career with Chuck E. Cheese's. And remember, every guest who visits us leaves happy, right?
Right!
Our basic mission is increased revenue through customer satisfaction, employee development, and aggressive marketing, resulting in increased shareholder value. In order to accomplish our mission, our primary operating objective is every guest leaves happy. So what makes our guests happy? What do they expect when they come to Showbiz or Chuck E. Cheese's? We've listened to our guests, and they expect value, quality, service, and consistency, and a whole lot more. And that's exactly what we must give them. For both parents and their children, a visit to Showbiz or Chuck E. Cheese's is an experience like no other. A fun-filled fantasy of games, rides, robots, videos, great food, and birthday parties. And all of it happens at once.
We've got it together with you. We've got it together at Showbiz. Together we got it with you. Let's have some fun right now. We've got some awesome games to play, yeah. Let's party down together. Here at Showbiz Pizza today. We've got it, yeah. We've got it together, we've got it. We've got it together with you. We've got it only together. Together we've got it at Chuck E. Cheese.
The following is a roadmap to ensuring the guests leave happy. Let's view it from the guest's perspective. The experience begins the minute they walk in the door, and we welcome them to the beginnings of a great memory. A warm, friendly welcome, big smile, and eye contact are the best invitations to every guest. Set the stage for their enjoyment by making them feel at home with our family of dedicated and attentive employees. Even though customer traffic is high at peak periods, we can quickly accommodate the largest crowds. Remember, the kids are anxious to dive into the fun and games around them, so speed of service is an important ingredient, but with a smile that once again welcomes the guests to our experience. We don't want lines. In fact, 3 people in line opens another register. A helpful cashier suggests extra items and explains our service system to the guests. The quality of our menu offerings is an important key to our continued success. We've not only expanded our menu, but we've improved it, using only the freshest ingredients in our pizza, sandwiches, and other menu items. The expanded salad bar has been a tremendous success, offering crisp, fresh lettuce, along with an attractively displayed variety of fresh vegetables, fruits, and dressings. Another popular service is our self-serve beverage dispensers, again offering a variety of popular soft drinks, as well as coffee and iced tea. These are the kind of services our guests expect from us and may not get at other places. So it's important to keep the salad and beverage areas clean and replenished at all times. We feel that hospitality is one of the most important services we can provide for our guests. Hospitality goes beyond just a smile. It means anticipating the needs of our guests and being friendly and attentive to their needs, even during periods of highest store activity. Regardless of what you're doing, if you take the time to smile and respond to our guests, you will be contributing to the experience that assures the guest will leave happy. When the orders come in, we have a chance to satisfy all 4 customer expectations: quality, service, consistency, and value. We've created new dough procedures and ingredient formulations that have transformed our pizza and sandwich products into some of the best in any restaurant, anywhere. With quality and consistency of product, the guest knows what to expect and recognizes the value of his purchase. We must ensure excellence. Preparing them with skill and promptness assures the guests get what they want in the shortest possible time. Our speed of service is important in that we avoid our guests having to wait. A 10-minute cook time is standard. Our pickup delivery time is 15 seconds to ensure the freshest pizza. And that translates into service with a smile. And it's amazing how a few words of genuine concern and interest can impact the guest's experience with us. Taking a few moments to talk with our family of guests is a gesture they won't forget and will come to expect with every Showbiz or Chuck E. Cheese's experience. Our managers and employees display friendliness and courtesy through frequent checkbacks with guests during their dining experience. When you give them the feeling they are being taken care of, your attentive service adds to the value of their experience. Keeping the restaurant clean is always a challenge, especially during peak periods. Pre-bussing provides you with yet another opportunity to interact with guests while you remove items they have finished with. A smile and an offer to box up remaining portions further supports our dedication to service and attention to the guests' expectations for a completely enjoyable experience with us. Whenever you notice paper or crumbs on the floor or restrooms that need attention, be sure and clean them up as quickly as you can. Many restaurants pay little attention to these important items, especially during high traffic periods. This is where we can stand apart, and the customers will appreciate and expect the cleanliness we maintain at all times. But as we all know, the Showbiz Chuck E. Cheese's experience is not only great food and service, it's entertainment. By providing the best in games and rides, we are the premier restaurant and entertainment attraction for kids from 2 to 11. Our famous slogan, "Where a kid can be a kid," proves that there is a little kid in all of us. Once again, our challenge is to keep the games and ride areas clean and well attended. All games should be working at all times. The ball crawl is one of our most popular attractions and is a delight for the kids and their parents to watch. When it gets crowded, it's comforting to have an attendant inside the net, there to help just in case a child gets scared or needs other assistance. Attention to their safety is another indication of our commitment to service and the general well-being and safety of all the children. Our lovable, huggable costume characters are among our strongest assets, and every child should have the opportunity to see one. Yet by their sheer size, they can be intimidating. It's important that every person in costume realizes the impact of their presence and makes a conscious effort to entertain the children and grown-ups with a sensitivity to the guests' reactions. The costume characters create that special magic that separates us from our competitors. A birthday party at Showbiz Chuck E. Cheese's is a special treat for the children, and we must make each party as special as any other. Sometimes it's hard to keep a smile on your face when you're attending to a large number of parties. But remember, each guest wants to feel their party is the most important one, and it is. So give each party your best smile and the dedicated attention it deserves. Our birthdays are always special, and you can make sure they always will be a unique, memorable experience. After all, it's what our guests expect. The Showbiz Chuck E. Cheese's robotic characters are famous. They established our point of difference when we first began, and we continue to refine and develop the characters and the format in which they are presented. Television screens are integrating fun, contemporary visuals into the presentations and will expand in importance in the coming years. As we grow, our characters will continue to provide a unique point of difference for the company, entertaining generation after generation of children and adults, the characters being well-known and expected signatures of the experience. Value, quality, service, consistency. All of these are expected by our guests. As you have seen, we must dedicate our efforts to making sure our guests receive satisfaction in these areas on each and every visit. Although food and entertainment are our biggest attractions, it's the intangible things like smiles, conversation, and genuine concern that really make the difference to our guests when they walk out the door. Between and among all of us, we can make that difference. Our operating objective and our mission is accomplished when every guest leaves happy.
Buongiorno, everybody. Welcome to Pasquale's Kitchen. I'm Pasquale, master of the art of pizza making here at the Showbiz Pizza Time. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm so excited about my new pizza dough. It's so nice and crispy and crunchy and tastes so fine. Today I'm gonna show you the simple steps in preparing it. It's gonna make your job easier and help you be more organized and ready for those busy times when it gets so wild and crazy in our kitchen, huh? So pay close attention and I'll teach you all about how to make not just any pizza, but a Showbiz Pizza Time pizza. A couple of my friends here are gonna help me out, so let's get started. First, mixing and bunning the dough. Start out by filling the water bucket. For the dough to achieve its greatest glory, the water must always be between 70 and 80 degrees. So you say, Pasquale, how do you know whether to use 70 or 75 or 80 degree water? Well, I'll tell you. You're gonna need to measure the temperature of the dough after you mix it every single time. You want that dough to be between 76 and 82 degrees right after it finishes mixing. If it is more than 82 degrees, use colder water. Maybe 70 or 72 degrees for your next batch of dough. If the dough is colder than 76 degrees, then you gotta use warmer water next time. You see what I'm saying? Oh, by the way, if the water coming out of your faucet isn't cool enough, you can put in a little ice to get it right. That's fine by me. Just make sure you let it melt completely and stir it up. Okay, so now you got the right water temperature and the bucket's full almost to the top. Put the bucket on the scale and weigh it. You're gonna need 23.5 pounds of water for a 50-pound sack of dough mix. If you're using a 25-pound sack of dough mix, you're gonna need only 11.75 pounds of water. Scoop out the extra water until you get to exactly the right weight. It's easier to put too much water in your bucket and have to take some out than to have to add more, 'cause then you gotta check your water temperature again, don't you? Now, pour the water into the bowl and add 1 bag of dough mix to the water. Place the dough hook on the mixer and raise the bowl up. Set the mixer on a speed 1 and set the timer for 7 minutes. You're gonna mix the dough on a speed 1 for the whole time. When the dough is mixed and the timer rings, find somebody to help you take the dough out of the bowl and put it on a nice clean table and check the temperature. Remember, we want that dough to be between 76 and 82 degrees. If you write down the temperature of the water you used and what your dough temperature was after mixing, it will help you with your next batch. Now, you gotta separate the dough into buns right after it mixes, so don't you run away and do something else. You only got about 30 minutes to bun up the whole batch of a dough and get it into the refrigerator. So get to work and make those little dough balls. Be sure to work that dough into nice round buns and seal the bottom real good. If the dough is getting a little dry while you're working with it, put a plastic bag over it to keep it moist. Put the different sized buns in clean dough trays with 8 large buns per tray, 10 medium buns per tray, 15 small buns per tray, and 20 individuals or calzones per tray. Oh, by the way, you know what calzone means in Italian? It's a neat little story. Maybe I'll tell you later. When you finish loading up the trays, brush every little dough bun completely with oil, covering the whole bun. Be very careful to oil the sides of the bun where it touches the tray. Make a circle with your brush all around the bun. If you don't oil it good, you're going to end up with a pizza crust that looks like it's been run over by a Ferrari. It's going to have a cracked, dry, ragged edges. After you oil your buns, you're going to label each tray with these fancy colored stickers. Each sticker has a different day of the week right on it. Always label the tray with the next day's sticker, because the dough is only going to be good for 38 hours. That means you can only use it until the closing the next day. Since this is Tuesday, we're going to put a Wednesday sticker on it. On the bottom of the sticker, you need to write the size of the buns: large, medium, small, individual, or calzones, and the time you put the buns in the walk-in refrigerator. Slide the trays into the roll-around cart, and when it's full of trays, or as soon as you finish bunning each batch, roll the cart into the walk-in refrigerator. But don't cover up those buns yet. You gotta let the buns cool down to 42 degrees before you can cover them. Otherwise, your buns are gonna grow too big too fast, and you'll have big problems trying to roll them out round. Check the buns with a thermometer to make sure they are 42 degrees before you cover them. It usually takes about 4 to 6 hours to chill the dough. When they are 42 degrees, cover the whole rack with a big plastic bag and clip it at the bottom so the dough buns don't dry out. The buns must be refrigerated at least 6 hours before you can roll them out and use them. It don't matter how long it takes for them to reach 42 degrees. You always gotta wait 6 hours before you can use them to make our famous Showbiz Pizza Time pizzas. Now you gotta get your cold buns out of the refrigerator, because we're gonna talk about rolling and proofing the pizza crusts. Take the buns from the walk-in and let them warm up in a nice warm spot in the kitchen for at least 20 minutes. If you roll them out when they're cold from the refrigerator, you're gonna get those ragged edges on your crust again. Be sure and keep them covered while they are warming up so they don't get all dried out. After they've warmed up, flatten each bun gently to about half its original thickness. Be sure to keep them round and don't stack them after you flatten them out. Then, real lightly, flour just the bottom of the bun and pat off any excess flour. Drop it onto the top of the dough roller and measure it to make sure it's the right size. If it's right, it'll be just wide enough to reach the outer ring of the appropriate size screen. Use a large screen for a large bun, and so on. If it isn't the right size, adjust the knobs on the side of the machine until it comes out right. This big knob makes big changes in size. This little knob makes little changes in size. Then run the crust through the lower rollers and check to make sure it comes out the exact size of the screen. If it doesn't, adjust the lower knobs on the machine. If the crusts are not the right size coming out of the roller, you're going to have a lot more trouble and take a lot more time panning those guys. And they don't make a very pretty baked pizza either. After you roll them out, you need to brush the extra flour from the crust. Then place the crust on a screen with the dry side up and shape it into a perfect circle. Now you gotta brush the inside edge of the pizza pan with oil and turn the pan upside down over the crust. Flip it over so the crust falls into the pan. The dry side of the crust should always be facing down in the pan. Shape the crust in the pan so that there is 1/4 inch of space between the top of the lip of the pizza and the top edge of the pan. If the crust is too high in the pan, it will stick to the pan covers later. Now, cover each pan crust with a clean separator. Put it on upside down. Then stack them according to size on a rack and label each stack with the time you finish rolling them out. Let the crust sit at room temperature until they rise and get a little puffy before you can bake them. This is called proofing the crusts. It's important because they make my crust cook up nice and thick and crispy and brown. This will take about 2 to 3 hours, depending on how hot or cold your kitchen is. The warmer your kitchen, the faster they will proof for you. You can move the rack next to the oven to make them proof faster. Or you can also put stacks of pizzas on top of the oven to speed up the proofing even more. Be sure to check them often so they don't get too puffy. You'll know the crusts are fully proofed and ready for topping and baking when the bottom of the crust is real puffy and 2 to 3 times its original thickness. It should feel nice and light and airy. The lip should be puffy too and well rounded. When you press the bottom of the crust lightly with your finger, the dough should never spring back. It should leave an impression in the dough. If it springs back, it's not ready yet. The crust should not be dry or crusty. It should be a little moist, but not wet. When the crusts look like this, they can be topped and baked, or they can be refrigerated to stop them from rising any further until you need them later. You can place them in the bottom of the maker table, or a reach-in, or the walk-in refrigerator. Be sure to label each stack of crusts with the time you put them in the refrigerator. The proofed crusts must be used within 8 hours, or else you gotta throw them away. Any rolled, proofed pizza crust left over at the end of the night gotta be thrown out too. They cannot be saved and used the next day. Now, last of all, we're gonna talk about how to top and bake a Showbiz Pizza Time pizza. If you put your proofed crust in the refrigerator, you gotta let them warm up some before you use them, at least 30 minutes. Otherwise, they're not gonna rise or get nice and brown in the oven. When they do warm up, top them with a heaping ladle of pizza sauce. Spread it real good so the whole crust is covered with my delicious sauce. Next, sprinkle the correct portion of cheese evenly over the sauce and add the other toppings. And don't center load that pizza. Center loading is putting too many of the toppings in the very center of the pizza. The toppings melt to the center during the baking anyway, so put them more toward the outside of the pizza. Now we're gonna bake the pizza. This is my favorite part. I can hardly wait until it comes out the other end of the oven. Another pizza by Pasquale, with a lot of help from you, of course. Don't you pull that pizza out of the oven early. If you do, the cheese won't finish melting. When the pizza has finished baking, take it out of the pan and brush that nice crispy lip of the pizza with a special garlic spread before you cut the pizza. Use a round brush like this one. Be careful not to put too much on. You don't want to make the pizza crust too greasy. Ah, you smell that garlic? Now, check the pizza real close to make sure it has all the distinguishing characteristics of a top-quality pizza. The crust should be deep golden brown on the lip and the bottom. The lip of the crust should be puffy, well-rounded, and nice and thick all the way around the entire edge. The bottom and lip of the crust should be crisp and crunchy. You can tell when you cut it if you hear a crunch. The cheese on top should be totally melted and browned. And the lip of the crust should shine from that wonderful garlic spread that you, the pizza artiste, carefully brushed upon it. If you're proud of the pizza masterpiece, go ahead and cut it. And then slide it into a clean, dry serving tray. And never use a wet tray. It will make that delectable crispy crust soggy in a second. If the pizza don't look like this, a thing of beauty to behold, then make a new one. After all, we want nothing but the best served to our guests. Put the pizza under the heat lamps in the service window and yell out your pizza time. 8-minute pizza! Make sure the pizza is picked up and served to the guest within 15 seconds so it doesn't get all soggy and limp from sitting in the tray. After all, your reputation, as well as mine, is on the line. And that's all there is to it. Between us, you and me, we can make every Showbiz Pizza Time pizza a masterpiece for our customers. That's why they come to see us, and that's what they expect. As a pizza chef, you are representing the proud tradition of Pasquale, master of the art of pizza making. Each of you plays an important role in ensuring that our guests get the best pizza we can make. It takes a lot of teamwork and a lot of pride in a job well done. I'm glad to have you carrying on the proud Showbiz Pizza Time tradition with our crust that can only be described as fabuloso. Good luck. And remember, the proof is in the crust. Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you about Calzone. Well, you see, he was a cousin of mine from Venice who started a chain of bowling alleys in Rome and... Oh, never mind. I'll tell you later. Keep up with the good pizzas. Ciao!
This is a Chuck E. Cheese's University production. Let the entertainment begin.
A clean, well-maintained facility is very important to our guests. It not only ensures safety, but it also adds to their enjoyment.
Remember, every guest leaves happy, and our guests always come first. Let's take a look at the service and kitchen general expectations. It is every cast member's job to make sure each guest feels at home at Chuck E. Cheese's. Assist your fellow team members at all times, and be sure to stay one step ahead of the guests' needs. Before and during business hours, it is extremely important to keep all areas clean. A clean environment is enjoyable for not only the guests, but you, the cast member, as well. Proper maintenance of the restaurant can be obtained by referring to the daily, weekly cleaning schedules. As a cast member of Chuck E. Cheese's team, you are about to have many good times and make many new friends. But now it's time to go to work, and there are some general guidelines you should know for both kitchen and service general. First, be on time. Punctuality is extremely important to a well-run facility. Know the correct usage of the time clock and understand all break time rules. For general safety and security, no trash is to be taken out after dark. Girls must walk to their cars in groups of 3 or 4 after dark. Be aware of specific parking areas and always be in proper cast member uniform. Remember, do not chew gum while working. Make sure you have been informed of and understand the whereabouts and safety instructions concerning all hazardous materials, such as cleaning products, used in your store. Know the location and the usage of the fire extinguisher. Begin each shift by thoroughly washing your hands, paying close attention to your nails, and wash your hands frequently while you're at work. As a Chuck E. Cheese's cast member, you are required to know your facility. Recognize the location of the salad bar, beverage bar, game room, restrooms, trash cans, smoking areas, and other important features. Some restaurants are equipped with smoking areas. Be sure you are aware of these and politely ask all guests to observe them. For trash disposal, remove the full trash can from the trash can holder and take it to the holding area in the kitchen. Remove the inner liner and tie at the top. Then place the bag into the large trash container and reline the plastic bin with a fresh liner. Replace into the thank you bin. Once a week, the trash holders and cans are to be brought back to a designated area for cleaning. Flush the can with water and scrub the necessary areas. Then rinse thoroughly and allow to air dry. Wet mopping is used in all areas. First, sweep the floor and pick up all the loose dust and soil. Fill the first bucket with hot detergent solution and the other with hot water. Clean with the solution, paying attention to trouble areas, then rinse with the hot water. Magic Clean is everyone's responsibility. This means when any area of the restaurant is out of order, especially the front of the store, the problem is solved like magic. Just keep your eyes open and be on your toes. This will help each shift go more smoothly. Begin your shift by checking the dining area and continue to check it throughout the day. Clean all the booths and tables. Clean the booths by removing the table and cleaning the seats thoroughly, including the cracks. Use a toy broom to clean the area, then vacuum the area. Make sure the vacuum is set at the proper height and the bags are emptied or changed daily. Replace the table into the booth. Take the time to dust all the signage and artifacts. If you can reach it, it must be cleaned. At all times, a cast member is to be assigned the responsibility of checking the restrooms on a 15-minute basis to ensure they meet sanitation standards. Use the restroom checklist as a guideline for checking and cleaning. Here are a few examples. Wipe down the mirror area, including sinks, tile, and chrome. Clean the toilets and urinals using the correct cleaning items and the proper technique. Always be thorough. Spot wash any dirty areas on the restroom floors. Now let's talk about servicing the guest. During peak times, a cast member will be greeting our guests at the front door. This is the guest's first impression of our restaurant. Smile and introduce them to Chuck E. Cheese's. To clean the entry glass, begin with a spray bottle filled with water and glass cleaner. Be sure it is labeled properly. Now, wipe down the glass until dry and free of streaks using a Seafold towel. For running orders, check the ticket against the pizza delivery chart. Take the food to the table as soon as possible to ensure its freshness. Serve each order with a big greeting and a smile. When delivering an order, always interact with a guest and let them know you are glad they're here at Chuck E. Cheese's. Once the guests have had a chance to begin their meal, stop by the table to check on their food and see if they need anything. Pre-bus the table by offering to take away any trash or finished food items. Box any leftover items the guest wants to take home at the table, making sure to interact with them and let them know you're glad to see them at Chuck E. Cheese's. Immediately after the guests leave the table, bus it by removing all leftover food and trash items. Wipe down the table, making sure you wipe behind the napkin holder. Clean the condiment containers and the napkin holder and arrange per standard. This is also a good time to check and see if the condiments need refilling. If you can see light through the container, they must be filled. The salt and pepper shakers are to be cleaned daily, and on a weekly basis, the cheese and red pepper shakers should be run through the sink machine, dried, and refilled. Now the beverage bar. At opening, completely stock the area with required items like straws, lids, and condiments. Always remember to clean and sanitize the entire counter surface. Clean and replace soda dispensing heads. Sanitize the automatic ice dispenser and fill with ice. Make coffee and iced tea with 1 bag per gallon just prior to opening. During open hours, check stock levels every 15 minutes and make fresh coffee frequently as needed. To close down the beverage bar, clean and sanitize the coffee machines, coffee pots, and the iced tea machine. Sanitize the soft drink towers and countertop, and clean the ice dispenser. Drain the pans and soda dispensing heads. Empty the trash, sweep, and mop the floor. It is your responsibility to be aware of the cleanliness of all the floor areas. This includes the dining room, salad bar, beverage bar, game room, and the ball crawl.
Hey, Helen, how's it going?
Great, Todd. You know, when everyone works together, it leaves me much more time to do the part of my job I like best, making magic for our guests. Right?
What was that?
Kitchen General is not only important to ensure cleanliness and sanitation.
Good luck.
A key element in Kitchen General is teamwork. Hey, Munch, thanks for helping out.
Hey, no problem, Todd. I enjoyed it. But isn't it time for a pizza break? I'm starving.
This is a Chuck E. Cheese's University production. Let the entertainment begin.
main goal at Chuck E. Cheese's in Pizza Make is to ensure a quality product in 10 minutes or less.
Hey, Todd, when is it that we get to eat, huh?
Much. And remember, cleanliness and preparation are key to a smooth running kitchen.
Every guest leaves happy, and our guests always come first. Let's look at the Pizza Make and Oven Cut expectations. Provide each guest with a quality product. Weigh your toppings per the portion chart and verify the order before cooking. Provide quality products in 10 minutes or less. Provide assistance to others involved with guest service. Teamwork is key and makes everyone's job easier. Keep the make table and cut stations stocked. Refer to daily, weekly cleaning schedules. We want our restaurant kept clean, so clean as you go.
The products you will be responsible for preparing are pizza, breadsticks, sandwiches, and hot dogs. Let's get started.
Always make sure your make table is fully stocked with the freshest ingredients. It will help you save valuable time when you're busy or on a wait. Refer to the make table preparation chart located in the kitchen for product prep and refer to the diagram for specific placement. Nearly all the ingredients are prepared before distribution, then transferred from the box into Lexan containers at the restaurant. However, Canadian bacon is cut into quarter slices, then stored in the container. To make the garlic spread for both pizza crusts and breadsticks, place a large empty cup on the scale. Next, zero out the scale. Fill the cup to 16 ounces weight on the scale with liquid margarine. Be sure to shake the gallon container well. Pour into a 1/6 size Lexan container. Zero out the scale. Fill to 1½ ounces weight with garlic powder. Pour into liquid margarine and stir very well. Now to Pizza Make. Always begin with a fully proofed crust. Quality identifiers of a fully proofed crust are: the bottom lip of the crust is very puffy, 2 to 3 times its original thickness. The lip of the crust is well-rounded and full. When the bottom of the crust is pressed lightly with your finger, the finger impression should remain in the dough and the dough does not spring back. The crust is soft and slightly moist, not crusty, hard or dry, not wet, and no signs of condensation. Now, let's take a minute and talk about kitchen tickets. There are 2 types, Dart or Fastback. The type you will have depends on the individual store. You must be able to locate 4 main topics on each ticket. They are time, red ticket number, food order, number of plates to be delivered. To begin an order, take the ticket from the kitchen printer. It is extremely important you be able to read the portion control chart for single, multiple, and super combo pizzas. Once you have a fully proofed crust, top the pizza with a heaping ladle of sauce using the appropriate size ladle. Spread the sauce over the surface of the crust using a flat spatula for complete coverage. The center of the pizza should have only a thin layer of sauce with heavier coverage towards the outer edges. Don't get any sauce on the lip of the crust or it will burn. Distribute the cheese portion evenly over the sauce, working from the outer edge to the center of the pizza. Shake the pan gently to evenly distribute the cheese. Avoid heavy coverage in the center of the pizza. Distribute the remaining topping portions in the order listed on the portion chart. Here's an example of a medium Canadian bacon and mushroom pizza. First step, using the proper amount of sauce, 4 ounces, and the proper amount of cheese, 7½ ounces. Now follow the column in the white for the first topping, Canadian bacon, 2½ ounces. And follow the color-coded column for the second and all additional toppings.
Here, mushrooms, 1 3/4 ounces.
For a combo pizza, sauce, 4 ounces. Cheese, 7½ ounces. The toppings, pepperoni, 1 1/4 ounces. Sausage, 1 3/4 ounces. And beef, 1 3/4 ounces. Now, finish with the toppings.
Green peppers, onions, mushrooms, and olives.
Always work from the outer edge to the center of the pizza to ensure even distribution, being careful not to center load the pizza. And always remember to place each topping on separately. Don't mix them together. Place your pizzas onto the conveyor belt at the oven entrance once the ticket has been verified for accuracy. Pizzas with 2 toppings or less should be placed on the window side of the oven, while pizzas with 3 or more toppings should be placed to the back side of the oven. What a perfect pizza! Pasquale would be proud. For breadsticks, use fully proofed breadstick skins. Double check the attributes of a fully proofed crust. Very gently brush the garlic spread evenly over the entire surface of the dough. Be careful not to press the dough while brushing. Evenly distribute a level 2-ounce souffle cup of Parmesan cheese over the surface of the dough. Shake to ensure even coverage. To cook, carefully lift the breadsticks and parchment out of the pan by lifting 2 opposite corners of the paper and place them directly onto the oven belt. Place into the window side of the oven and bake 1 pass through. When no pizzas are to be made, take the time to clean the make table and the floors. Clean as you go.
You've guessed it. It's now time for oven cut.
I cut that one.
First, be sure your cut and sandwich stations are set up properly and all your prep work is done. This will save you valuable time when the kitchen is busy and allow you to concentrate on your food presentation. Also, timing the oven and checking the temperature setting are critical to achieving that properly baked pizza. First, let's look at the hot dog procedure. On a pan, roll the bun halfway in 1 sheet of Reynolds foil and place the hot dog on the other half. For a cheese dog, apply 3/4 ounces of cheddar cheese onto the bun. Place the pan into the oven towards the entrance side of the halfway point. While the hot dog is cooking, set up the plate, dividing it into thirds. On 1/3, place the condiments picture side up. On another third, place the potato chips. The final third is where the hot dog will be placed. When the hot dog exits the oven, remove the foil from the bun and place the hot dog onto the bun. Place the hot dog on the remaining third of the plate and call out the service time.
7 minutes.
Before the breadsticks exit the oven, preset the basket. Now, slide a long flat spatula under the breadsticks off the parchment and onto the cutting board. Using a pizza knife, cut the breadsticks in half. Cut each half in half, then cut 4 pieces in half. 7 cuts equals 8 pieces, approximately 1 inch wide.
Put the smaller pieces on the bottom, larger on top. Place the order in the pickup window and call out the service time.
7 minutes.
Now for your sandwich preparation. Begin by removing 1 French roll from a covered 12-quart container. Slice the thawed French roll in half crosswise, so the top and bottom are of equal thickness. For the Italian sub, layer the bottom of the roll with 16 pepperoni slices placed flat, overlapping slightly so that the entire bottom of the roll is covered. Stack 2 ounces of sliced ham, stacking the ham loosely on top of the pepperoni, mounding the ham from one end of the roll to the other. Lay 2 slices of provolone cheese over the ham and place in the oven. Now, for the ham and cheese, layer the bottom of the roll with 2 slices of provolone cheese, folding it over so that it does not drape over the edges. Next, measure 2½ ounces of ham and mound the ham loosely over the cheese across the sandwich from end to end. Lay 2 additional slices of cheese over the ham. Do not fold. For both sandwiches, Place the bottom of the roll onto a small double-stacked pizza pan. Place the top of the roll, cut side down, on a pan parallel to the bottom of the roll. Place the pan in the pizza oven through the side window, positioning it according to the type of oven used. Place the pan in the oven so the top of the roll is in front and the bottom of the roll is in back. Remove the top and bottom of the roll from the pan using tongs or a spatula and transfer to a cutting board at the sandwich assembly station. Complete the sandwich by layering the following over the meat and cheese: 3 tomato slices, 1 ounce shredded lettuce, and 5 to 6 onion rings. Generously sprinkle vinegar, oil, seasoning blend, and Parmesan cheese over the lettuce and onions. Spread the cut surface of the top of the roll lightly with mayonnaise. Place the top of the roll onto the bottom of the roll. Place a frilled toothpick in each half. Gently cut the sandwich in half on a diagonal, taking care not to crush the sandwich. Place the sandwich into a paper-lined basket, offsetting 2 halves of the sandwich slightly. Place a bag of potato chips behind the sandwich on the right rear of the basket, and place a piece of kale, cherry tomato, and a pepperoni in the vacant area on the left rear side of the basket. Success! Now it's time to remove the pizza from the oven. When the pizza exits the oven, pick up the pizza pan with the pan grips. Be careful, it's hot. And always follow the steps for determining if a pizza is properly prepared and cooked. The crust is dark, golden brown color. The crust should be puffy, raised, and well-rounded. The bottom lip should be crunchy and crisp on the exterior, tender and bread-like on the interior. The crust should be 1/2 inches thick on the bottom and 3/4 inch thick on the lip. The lip of the crust should glisten. The cheese should be brown and well melted. Using the tip of the pie spatula, carefully lift on the corner of the crust above the lip of the pizza pan and slide the pizza out of the pan onto the cutting board. Before cutting the pizza, lightly brush garlic margarine around the lip of the pizza using a round pastry brush. Be sure to store the brush on the side of the garlic spread container. Now cut the pizza into the proper number of slices using the pizza knife. Individual gets 3 cuts, 6 slices. Small, 4 cuts, 8 slices. Medium, 5 cuts, 10 slices. Large, 6 cuts, 12 slices. Now slide your cut pizza from the cutting board onto a serving tray. Make sure that the tray is completely dry before you do this. Verify the order with the ticket and put it in the pickup window. Subtract the ticket time from the current time and call out your pizza time.
7-minute pizza.
If the order is to go, place it in a to-go box. And when no products are exiting the oven, be sure to keep your area clean. You've now been shown the pizza make and oven cut expectations and procedures in serving that quality product. Now ask your trainer questions. Practice and study your materials to further your knowledge on the position. Have fun and good luck.
Make sure pizzas are served within 15 seconds to ensure freshness. If there's not a showroom attendant around, deliver the pizza yourself.
Todd, these pizzas look so good. Hey, why don't you let me take one to the table?
Table 5.
This is a Chuck E. Cheese's University production. Let the entertainment begin.
Hey, guess what? We're having a birthday party. I'm so excited. Sorry I can't stay and chat, but there's so much to do. Oh,
Birthdays are very special here at Chuck E. Cheese's. Well, I guess you could say
table, be sure to give the parent an idea of the sequence of events. Of cakes. Box the leftover cake and assist the guests in their departure. You'll see that the success of the parties all relies on timing and your organization. Then all it takes is having fun and serving the guests in whatever they need. Just remember, this is the most important day of the year for that birthday child. Give it your best. You've now been shown the birthday party procedures and expectations. Now ask your trainer any questions you may have. Also, practice and study your materials to further your knowledge on the position. Have fun and good luck.
You're in charge of making each birthday party a special one. We want each of our kids' birthday party here at Chuck E. Cheese's to be one they'll never forget. Helen, great job. You ready for the next party?
Sure.
This is a Chuck E. Cheese's University production. Let the entertainment begin.
Oh, that's not it. Oh, I'll be right with you. Oh, I did it again. Oh. Excuse me.
As a cashier, you're the guest's first impression at Chuck E. Cheese's, so knowing your job and being confident are extremely important. We count on your personality and selling techniques to make the guest
teamwork. Lastly, your cashier balance form will be used to balance your cash and tokens for accountability. You've now been shown the cashier expectations and procedures to taking care of our guests. Now ask your trainer questions and practice and study your materials to further your knowledge on the position. Have fun and good luck.
La-di-da-di-da-di-da.
How's it going, Helen?
Just great.
Great. You see, to be a cashier, it just takes practice, patience, and a great attitude.
This is a Chuck E. Cheese's University production. Let the entertainment begin.
Munch, you look hungry.
Boy, am I. This salad bar looks so good, I can't wait to dig in.
You know, a properly maintained salad bar is a must here at Chuck E. Cheese's. Kids love the pizza, but we're also here to please the moms and dads.
Yeah, right you are.
Remember, every guest leaves happy, and our guests always come first. Let's look at the salad bar expectations. It is every cast member's job to make sure each guest feels right at home. It is important to continuously maintain both the salad and beverage bar areas to ensure freshness and quality to every guest. Knowing the correct product preparation procedures will help you maintain the highest quality ingredients and save you valuable time. Proper maintenance of the restaurant can be obtained by referring to the daily, weekly cleaning schedules. Remember, always keep your area clean during working hours. Maintaining the salad bar is very important to Chuck E. Cheese's. At least 45 minutes before the store is scheduled to open, all salad bar setup procedures should be completed, with the exception of the lettuce mix, which should not be set out until a few minutes before opening. The success of our salad bar depends on the proper quality ingredients, handling and preparation of the ingredients, storage and rotation of the ingredients, presentation of the ingredients, and maintenance of the salad bar presentation. The lettuce mix is the backbone of an appetizing salad. Like all other ingredients, it should be paid the utmost attention to during preparation, storage, and final presentation. The lettuce mix is defined as a fresh, colorful combination of 4 heads of iceberg lettuce, 1 head of romaine lettuce, 1/3 soft drink pitcher of shredded cabbage, and 1/6 soft drink pitcher of shredded carrots. To prepare the chill bath, clean the sink and add a bucket of ice cubes. Add additional water until the ice cubes melt. To prepare the iceberg lettuce, remove any wilted outer leaves. Remove the core and wash. Now, place on the cutting board, core side down, and cut in half using the Wonder Knife. Next, cut into equal wedges. Cut the wedges crosswise to form bite-sized pieces. Add the iceberg lettuce pieces to the chill bath while preparing the other lettuce mix ingredients. Discard all the unused lettuce mix at the end of each day. To prepare the romaine lettuce, use a Wonder Knife to slice 2 inches cross-section off the bottom. Salad bar items vary by region, so know what items are required at your store. Here are some of the required items. Make sure you're aware of both preparation and placement of each of these. First, cucumbers. Wash, dry, and cut into 1/4 inch slices. Be sure to discard at the end of the night. Next, the tomatoes. Discard any damaged tomatoes. Remove the stems, then rinse. The shelf life for tomatoes is 48 hours. Always prepare mushrooms in groups of 5 to 10. First wash and dry completely. Place each mushroom on its crown and cut into 1/8 inch slices. Transfer any remaining mushrooms to the make table at the end of the night. Onions are prepared by first cutting 1/2 inch off of one end, then slicing into at opening. When rotating the items, always remember to apply the proper date tape and refrigerate if necessary. 2 items, mushrooms and bell peppers, are rotated to the make table. Be sure to chop peppers before doing just that. React immediately to any deficiencies by removing any spilled food, rinsing the garnishes, restocking and mounting low condiments, restocking ice levels, and tossing the salad mix. To ensure enough product for the day's business, use the salad bar prep chart. This will be supplied by your manager. The salad bar is a necessary element at Chuck E. Cheese's. With proper preparation and maintenance, you are well on your way to a happy and satisfied guest. You've now been shown the salad bar procedures and expectations. Now ask your trainer any questions you may have. Also, practice and study your materials to further your knowledge on the salad bar. Have fun and good luck.
Well, they said it was all you could eat.
This is a Chuck E. Cheese's University production. Let the entertainment begin. Wow, 300. That's my best score yet.
Hey, Chucky, you having fun?
I sure am. Games are one of my favorite things about Chuck E. Cheese's.
Well, you know, games and rides are a very important part of the guest experience. That's why preparation, participation, and game maintenance are so very important.
25 to 30% of our sales comes from the game room. That means you play a special part. And remember, every guest leaves happy, and our guests always come first. Let's look at the game room expectations. Acknowledge all guests with a smile and a big hello. Assist guests by demonstrating the games and rides. You are the director of fun. Ensure safety in all the game room areas. Look for guests exhibiting frustration or anxiety about a game or ride and help them out. Once you've taken care of the guest, proceed with fixing the problem. Replace all tickets and tokens when necessary. For instance, if a machine is not dispensing tickets properly or responding to a token, be sure to compensate the guests accordingly. Remember, to our little guests, these tickets are the key to being a winner. Be sure to fix all jammed tickets and coin mix. Keep all tables and floors clean during operation hours. Now, let's see how all this can happen before, during, and after business hours. When preparing the game room before opening, use your head. Carefully wipe down all the rides and games. Pay special attention to cleaning the bases. They are a commonly missed spot. These things should be done at closing, but it's a good idea to double check. We also want the room safe, so tuck in all the cords. Now that that's done, make sure you balance the skee ball machines. Each machine must have a consistent number of 10 to 12 balls. Also, you'll want to exchange any chipped balls with new ones. Now, play a game, checking the lights to make sure the game is scoring properly. It's a good idea to begin each shift by checking all the games and rides and making sure they're in good working order.
Chucky, what's wrong?
Well, I was playing Whack-A-Munch, and I got my highest score ever, but there were no tickets in the machine.
See, Chucky, that's why it's so very important to make sure you check all ticket and coin mix before and during store operations.
For loading the ticket dispenser, tickets are inserted into the rear ticket chute, then pushed forward. To get tickets past the rollers, place your thumb on the block where the spring is attached. your index finger on the pivot bracket, and then squeeze. Now push one ticket through the front of the ticket door. If you have a jog button on your dispenser, you simply press the button to advance your tickets. When fixing a ticket jam, here are some guidelines. You may need to remove the top metal plate from the dispenser. This is done by spreading the frame slightly and twisting the plate clockwise. Then pull the plate straight back. Release the rollers, then pull the tickets back as well. You now have access to remove any obstructions in the dispenser. Tear off any damaged tickets. Now, reinstall the metal plate. This is done by lining up the tabs in the plate with the holes in the frame side. Press down firmly, first on the right side, then on the left side. Reload the tickets, and you're ready for normal operation. To check and see if any coin is jammed in the coin mech, insert a test token. If the game does not work, press the coin reject button located on the door. Open the coin door and inspect the mech. Pull both gates open and look for any objects that may have caused the coin jam. After removing the slugs or tickets, the coin path should now be clear. Close the mech and lock the coin door, and be sure to test the game or ride to ensure that it operates properly. Before the store opens, make sure the ball crawl area is set. Pick up any items such as shoes and socks that children may have left behind, picking up loose balls as well. Also, wipe down the area of the ball crawl. Now, get inside the ball crawl and pick out any deflated balls. This is important because crushed balls damage the good ones.
It's showtime!
That's right, Chuck. Now comes the fun part. During opening hours, your main objective is to make sure every guest has a safe and enjoyable experience in our game room.
Remember, you are a big part of the atmosphere. Greet players with a big smile and offer assistance if needed. Keep an eye on the machines to make sure they are all working properly. And if there is a problem with the machine, notify a manager immediately. Then, communicate with a technical manager in the shift log of any common game or ride problem. Coaching, positive comments, and contests all add to the experience. Remember, if you are having fun, our guests will too. A very important job in the game room is supervising the ball crawl. This includes not only making sure the kids have fun, but do it safely. You can assure this in a few easy steps. First, make sure that the ball crawl is clean. Try to keep all the balls in the area. Make sure the kids take off their shoes before entering and place any easily lost items inside their shoes. Monitor the kids' size and time in the ball crawl. And help mom and dad get their child out of the ball crawl when it's time to go. Think of some fun games for the kids in the ball crawl. And here are some suggestions. Ask questions like, what color balls do I have in my hand? Juggle the balls. Initiate races and relays. This will maintain a fun and safe environment for our kids. And remember, every kid's a winner. During operation, as well as closing, we want the room spotless. Pick up trash and bus all tables, and wipe out all booths. Clean behind the napkin holder and wipe off all the condiments. Also, sweep and vacuum the floor. And dust all the games and rides.
See, Chuck, being in charge of the game room isn't so tough.
Gee, no, Todd. And it looks like you get to have a lot of fun, too. And remember, every kid's a winner. This is a Chuck E. Cheese's University production. Let the entertainment begin.
Hey, Don, that was great. You really made Chucky come alive. You made it look so easy.
Well, all kids love Chucky, so that's the easy part. But taking care of the costume and being a character takes quite a bit of practice.
Remember, every guest leaves happy, and our guests always come first. Let's take a look at what our guests expect of Chuck E. Cheese. Every guest that visits our restaurants interacts with Chuck E. Cheese. Because Chuck E. Cheese represents our commitment to fun, he must be full of energy and always having fun himself. A clean, well-maintained appearance is essential to Chuck E. Cheese's image. While in the Chuck E. Cheese costume, always be aware of the children around you and exercise safety at all times. First, we must strive to keep all our costumes clean and well-maintained. The outside appearance of the costume reflects on you, the performer. For example, to clean Chucky, 409 or similar cleaners should be used on the face, hat, and toes. Check these daily. Any upholstery cleaner, such as Woolite, can be used to clean any spots on the fur. Be sure to follow directions carefully. When you put Chucky away for the night, spray a little disinfectant, such as Lysol, in the head to keep it fresh. Be sure to brush the fur every day. It is very important that Chucky has a well-groomed appearance. Hands, vest, and body can be machine washed in cold water and dried on the lowest setting. The vest should be air dried. While cleaning the costume, visualize what your performance will consist of. Even the cleanest costume won't help if you don't prepare your show. Our costumes are extremely important to our image, not to mention expensive. To care for these items, machine wash separately in cold water on a gentle cycle. Tumble dry on low or no heat. Iron if necessary, but don't iron over letters on the sports shirt. Always check to see which items may need to be dry cleaned. Clean these items with blue or similar cleaner. Periodically apply vinyl protectant such as Armor All. Do not dry clean. For the fat suit, remove the fabric cover from the foam. The cover can be machine washed on gentle in cold water. The foam should be allowed to air out after each use, and it should also, at that time, be sprayed with Lysol. Remember, Helen's dress must always be dry cleaned. And please be sure to double check your manual for costume cleaning procedures. Being prepared always saves you time and energy. You will need to bring a few items from home, such as running shorts, because the costumes get extremely warm, t-shirts, which are comfortable and they absorb perspiration, socks, which will prevent your feet from being irritated by the costume, a towel, which is a must. Use it to freshen up or tuck it into your t-shirt for comfort during a performance. And a headband will also help cushion your head and keep sweat from running into your eyes. Warm up before you begin your magic as Chuck E. Cheese. Do several simple stretch exercises to loosen your neck, back, and leg muscles. Doing this will help in preventing unnecessary injuries. It is extremely important to keep in the best physical shape possible at all times. Not only will you feel good, but you will be able to give the best performance as well. Remember to eat well and always drink plenty of fluids between performances. Now comes the tough part, putting on the costume. But don't worry, if you follow the steps, you'll get the hang of it in no time. This is how to put on the Chuck E. Cheese tuxedo costume, referring to the training manual to see how the others are done. Now you are ready to go. Remember, when you're inside Chuck, you have a special job. You are portraying the essence of our business, so use lots of energy and movement. For extra ideas on playing Chucky and dance steps, refer to the live Chucky training tape. Being a costume character takes a lot of time and energy, but it is also one of the most rewarding areas at Chuck E. Cheese. Luck and have fun.
As a costume character, you are helping people laugh and create that magical ambience. It's a big and important responsibility. You can't let the charm of the costume carry itself. You must put your heart and soul into it, right?
Right.
This is a Chuck E. Cheese's University production. Let the entertainment begin.
Hey, Don, that was great. You really made Chucky come alive. You made it look so easy.
Well, all kids love Chucky, so that's the easy part. But taking care of the costume and being a character takes quite a bit of practice.
Remember, every guest leaves happy, and our guests always come first. Let's take a look at what our guests expect of Chuck E. Cheese. Every guest that visits our restaurants interacts with Chuck E. Cheese. Because Chuck E. Cheese represents our commitment to fun, he must be full of energy and always having fun himself. A clean, well-maintained appearance is essential to Chuck E. Cheese's image. While in the Chuck E. Cheese costume, always be aware of the children around you and exercise safety at all times. First, we must strive to keep all our costumes clean and well-maintained. The outside appearance of the costume reflects on you, the performer. For example, to clean Chucky, 409 or similar cleaners should be used on the face, hat, and toes. Check these daily. Any upholstery cleaner, such as Woolite, can be used to clean any spots on the fur. Be sure to follow directions carefully. When you put Chucky away for the night, spray a little disinfectant, such as Lysol, in the head to keep it fresh. Be sure to brush the fur every day. It is very important that Chucky has a well-groomed appearance. Hands, vest, and body can be machine washed in cold water and dried on the lowest setting. The vest should be air-dried. While cleaning the costume, visualize what your performance will consist of. Even the cleanest costume won't help if you don't prepare your show. Our costumes are extremely important to our image, not to mention expensive. To care for these items, machine wash separately in cold water on a gentle cycle. Tumble dry on low or no heat. Iron if necessary, but don't iron over letters on the sports shirt. Always check to see which items may need to be dry cleaned. Clean these items with blue or similar cleaner. Periodically apply vinyl protectant such as Armor All. Do not dry clean. For the fat suit, remove the fabric cover from the foam. The cover can be machine washed on gentle in cold water. The foam should be allowed to air out after each use, and it should also, at that time, be sprayed with Lysol. Remember, Helen's dress must always be dry cleaned. And please be sure to double check your manual for costume cleaning procedures. Being prepared always saves you time and energy. You will need to bring a few items from home, such as running shorts, because the costumes get extremely warm, t-shirts, which are comfortable and they absorb perspiration, socks, which will prevent your feet from being irritated by the costume, a towel, which is a must. Use it to freshen up or tuck it into your t-shirt for comfort during a performance. And a headband will also help cushion your head and keep sweat from running into your eyes. Warm up before you begin your magic as Chuck E. Cheese. Do several simple stretch exercises to loosen your neck, back, and leg muscles. Doing this will help in preventing unnecessary injuries. It is extremely important to keep in the best physical shape possible at all times. Not only will you feel good, but you will be able to give the best performance as well. Remember to eat well and always drink plenty of fluids between performances. Now comes the tough part, putting on the costume. But don't worry, if you follow the steps, you'll get the hang of it in no time. This is how to put on the Chuck E. Cheese tuxedo costume, referring to the training manual to see how the others are done. Now you are ready to go. Remember, when you're inside Chuck, you have a special job. You are portraying the essence of our business, so use lots of energy and movement. For extra ideas on playing Chucky and dance steps, refer to the live Chucky training tape. Being a costume character takes a lot of time and energy, but it is also one of the most rewarding areas at Chuck E. Cheese's. Caution must be used at all times to ensure the safety of not only the children, but you, the entertainer, as well. One of Chucky's major roles comes during the birthday party, the parade of cakes. Since this part is so important, you might want to do a rehearsal on the floor before the store opens to get your bearings with the costume. Ask managers and employees if they have time to participate. That way, everyone will feel prepared. Be sure to practice with the birthday tape to make sure that you get the precise timing down. Remember, if you're ever in trouble, use the timeout signal and determine whether or not you will be able to make it to the regular exit door. Always keep the safety of the children in mind, but most of all, have fun. From here, your trainer will help you with any questions you may have and will assist you in getting ready. Good luck and have fun.
As a costume character, you are helping people laugh and create that magical ambience. It's a big and important responsibility. You can't let the charm of the costume carry itself. You must put your heart and soul into it, right?
Right.